The moment you reveal your plan, you give your enemies the map to sabotage you. They don't need to stop you. They just need to know where you're going. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He warned, silence is not weakness, it's a weapon. In today's world, everyone is obsessed with sharing everything, their goals, their mindset, their next move. But true power? It lies in strategic concealment. The most dangerous person in the room isn't the loudest. It's the one who smiles, says little, and watches, while others expose themselves. In this video, we uncover one of Machiavelli's most subtle and effective strategies: why you must never reveal your plans, and how silence becomes your greatest tool for control. In today's world, you're taught that honesty is a virtue, that being open, transparent, and authentic is the key to building trust. But Machiavelli would laugh at this. He knew and warned that openness is often a beautiful lie, designed to make you predictable, vulnerable, and easy to dismantle. When people know what you want, when they see your goals, your dreams, your next move, they gain something dangerous: leverage. They can block you, they can copy you, they can quietly sabotage you before you ever reach your destination. Worse yet, they can twist your plan into a weapon and use it against you. A man who speaks his aim too early, Machiavelli wrote, invites the ambition of others to intercept it. Take Caesar, one of the greatest leaders in Roman history, intelligent, charismatic, ambitious. But ambition without silence is suicide. He made his goals clear: to reshape the republic, to claim power. And because everyone saw it coming, they united against him. They didn't just stop him, they stabbed him 23 times. By making his intentions obvious, he became a predictable threat. And predictable threats are easy to neutralize. Now imagine the opposite. A man with unclear motives. He moves calmly, speaks little, keeps his plans private. He creates tension, confusion, fear, because no one knows what he's really after. That's power. Power does not lie in what people understand about you. It lies in what they cannot see, cannot predict, and cannot control. So the next time you feel the urge to explain your goals, stop. Ask yourself, am I speaking to gain power or to lose it? Because the more you say, the easier you are to stop. And silence? Silence is the armor no one can pierce. Let them guess your next move. Let them fear what they cannot see. This is not just poetic, it's tactical. Silence isn't passivity. It's the psychological fog that blurs your intentions and forces others to fill the gaps with their own fears. When you say nothing, people don't feel calm. They feel uneasy. Their minds start racing. What is he thinking? Is he planning something? Why isn't he responding? And this is where power begins to shift. The uncertainty you generate becomes your leverage. Their imagination becomes your battlefield. Machiavelli understood this. Men judge more by the eye than the hand. Everyone sees how you appear. Few touch what you are. That's why you never reveal your full design. You reveal just enough to mislead, to suggest a harmless direction, while you quietly move in another. Think of powerful CEOs. They often downplay future plans during interviews, making vague or modest statements, while behind the scenes, acquisitions, restructuring, and domination are already underway. Or political leaders. The most effective ones don't telegraph every move. They let the public focus on one agenda, while the real maneuvering happens elsewhere, in silence. And, of course, the samurai. Silent, still. Before they strike, they show no aggression, no excitement, no emotion. They let their opponent lower their guard, then execute with precision. Silence, in these cases, is not passivity. It is poise, it is camouflage, and above all, it is control. When you speak too much, you become readable. When you stay silent, people read themselves into you. Their assumptions give you an invisible advantage. So don't just speak less. Speak strategically. Let your silence say, I see everything and I owe you nothing. Because in silence, you don't just hide your weakness. You let others imagine your strength and fear it. Silence makes people uncomfortable, deeply. Most can't sit with it. They rush to fill the space, to make sense of it, to end the tension. And that's where your power begins. When you remain silent, you're not giving answers. You're handing others a mirror. They start projecting their own thoughts, doubts, and fears onto you. And in doing so, they often overestimate your intentions, your intelligence, even your threat level. It's not what you say that matters. It's what they assume in your silence that gives you control. You don't need to speak to dominate a room, Machiavelli might say. You just need to make them uncertain of what you might say next. This is the power of perception manipulation. You don't control people by explaining yourself. You control them by influencing the conversation they have about you when you're not around. Strategic phrases help maintain this aura. Let's revisit that later. Signals authority and boundaries. You choose the time, not them. I prefer action to announcements. Disarms questions while elevating your image as a doer, not a talker. I have my reasons. The ultimate curtain. It says everything and nothing. Each of these phrases does one thing. They create mental noise in the listener's mind. They spark curiosity. They breed caution. They whisper, "There's more going on here than I understand." And that's exactly where you want them, thinking about you instead of themselves. Silence isn't just the absence of speech. It's the presence of mystery. And mystery is the soil where fear, respect, and power quietly grow. There's a special kind of chaos that silence creates. Not loud, not visible, but corrosive. When no one knows where you stand, even your enemies begin to guess. And guessing leads to paranoia. They wonder, is he with us or against us? What does he really want? Is he planning something or watching us fall apart? Suddenly, they don't trust each other. They argue over your intentions. They form theories. They break into factions, each interpreting your silence differently. And while they're distracted by internal suspicion, you don't lift a finger. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. A leader must be both lion and fox, he wrote, strong enough to strike, silent enough to deceive. A lion shows force, but a fox wins through manipulated uncertainty, not by speaking but by letting silence amplify confusion. If you want to dismantle resistance, don't attack it head-on. Say nothing. Let their fear become their undoing. Let them wonder if you're negotiating behind the scenes. Let them suspect betrayal, even when none exists. In the absence of clarity, people assume the worst. And when enemies don't know who to trust, they become their own executioners. This is the power of planted doubt. No words, no confrontation, just controlled silence and a collapsing alliance from within.